Paychex Flex Enterprise is a cloud-based human capital management solution offering our partners and their employees a full suite of solutions ranging from hire to retire. Today's presentation is going to focus on time and attendance. Okay, so right now we're in the employee dashboard in Paychex Flex Time. This is our cloud-based time and attendance platform. This is what it would look like if an employee is sitting at a desktop PC. In addition to web punching like this, we also have the ability to have employees clock in on a couple different time clock options, including proximity badges and biometric thumbprint readers. We've got a robust mobile solution with geolocation and geofencing, web kiosk option, which allows a PC or a tablet to essentially become a virtual time clock. You select the hardware and we'll take it from there. And then for those mobile employees that do not have access to a smartphone, we also have a telephony option that allows them to clock in and out of the system using an 800 number. For today's demonstration, we'll be focusing on the employee dashboard right here. Employees can clock in at the top of the screen for their shifts, meals. We can add break buttons as well, and the ability to transfer between labor assignments, departments, jobs, and make notes on what they're doing. Now, FlexTime actually has some pretty robust scheduling options, which we'll take a look at soon. If the scheduling options are being used, employees are able to navigate to the schedule menu and check their actual work schedules by month, week, and day. They can also see what department they're scheduled in. If you want employees to be able to post their availability, they can do so right here. FlexTime also has a very robust time off accrual module. Employees can check their balances in real time, seeing what they've accrued, what they've used, and of course, what their balance is as of today. They would also have the ability to see who else on their team is off on PTO that month. If they want to make a request, they can click the suitcase, and they can pick the date range. Now today, my starting balance is 8 hours, but if I were to pick a time in the next week, that's actually going to change to 12. That's because the system is actually looking at the fact that this employee earns 4 hours per week. So employees are actually able to project their balances in the future. So if you ever have employees that ask, hey, how much time am I going to have 3 months from now? I'm thinking of taking a family vacation. They're able to go in here and check on it on their own. They can put a note in here to their manager, click submit, and that will send the request right to the supervisor and notify them via email and a dashboard notification, which we'll look at shortly. There is an internal messaging center on the employee dashboard. This is used for internal messaging from a manager to employee and employee to manager only. Employees cannot use it to talk to each other. By clicking the time card, you can have a customized message pop up that they can acknowledge. And this is where they can see their in and out punches for the week, as well as their total hours for the week or pay period. It also has a place for them to electronically approve their hours. This is handy if you ever have employees that dispute time in the future. The last thing I'll talk about on the employee dashboard is reports. We give employees access to 3 different types of reports: schedules, time cards, and time off accrual balances. Employees can save the file and print this on their own time. Now remember that this information is available real time right on their dashboard, but for those employees that like to be able to print things out and have something in hand, we can empower them to do that on their own. Now I'm going to navigate over to the manager side of the FlexTime platform. All right, so this is the manager dashboard. So this is a administrator-only view of the system. The status board provides a real-time view of who's in and out. So as the employees are clocking in on the computers, clocks, phones, whatever the case may be, these pins are going to move in real time as they do that. You can have a running total of the employee's hours for that current week, notifications if it was approaching overtime, and the last time they punched. You can actually control what other content is in here on this little gear option. In the upper right-hand corner is a series of alerts. The first one, everybody's favorite problem, missed punches. One of the great things about the missed punch alerts in this system is they can appear in real time based on schedules, which we're going to look at shortly. Let's say Jacob is supposed to clock in at 8 o'clock. If he doesn't, the manager can receive an email notification as well as a notification on the stop sign letting him know that a missed punch has taken place. Making the change is easy, just clicking the employee's name, making the correction, clicking apply, and it's done. In addition to missed punch alerts, we also have alerts for what we call attendance exceptions. This can be people that are absent, people who were late, people who clocked out early. We can configure that during implementation to make them behave in the way that you need. One of the great alerts features that I think in the system is the ability to warn managers for people who are approaching overtime based on hours worked and their schedule. We'll use Jacob as another example. We'll say he's got a schedule of 8 to 5 Monday through Friday with a 1-hour lunch. So he's working 40 hours a week. On Wednesday, instead of leaving at 5, he left at 5:25. Now the system will trigger an alert to that manager letting them know that Jacob is going to be working overtime based on his schedule. So that allows the manager to be proactive in altering the schedule for the week to prevent an unnecessary expense. Time off requests are right here. When we click this little calendar icon, we're taken to another screen, sort of a split view, where we have our time off requests on the left side and people that are already off on the right side. We can see any notes that the employees have typed, information about the request, and then whether we're approving or denying the request. If we look at this one on the 25th and we approve it, it's actually going to put Jason on the calendar, as well as send him a message back letting him know that the manager approved the request. And it will also put that 8 hours on his time card. If you need to check balances on your employees, simply clicking the Balance tab, then clicking their name, will pull up a list of all the time that you're tracking and what their balances are. Much like the employees, you can project balances in the future. You can also make adjustments to someone's time. Maybe it was an error made on someone's part, or you wanted to add time to someone's balance as a reward for a job well done. You can do that quickly and easily. We also have a leave tracking module that will allow us to track employees out on FMLA, so we can document conversations we have with those folks while they're out, and even update the return to work dates, which will then alert the manager. At the top of the screen, by clicking Employees, this opens the employee profile. This information is pulled directly from the People section of Flex. So all the information that was in there also integrates right into the FlexTime platform. In addition, we can do things like add specific pay rates to specific jobs or labor assignments an employee might work, see what types of payroll and time off accrual policies they're attached to, and even dictate what levels of access they have to the system and some of the methods they can use to punch. To access an employee's time card, simply click Time Card and click their name. You can adjust the date ranges at the top of the screen. One of the great things about this system is how easy it is to alter a time card if you need to. All you need to do is click the time, make the correction, and hit Save. The system can also be set up to demand a manager enter notes for why the time is being changed, and these notes and transactions will be entered into an audit trail for easy review later. One other note, for those of us that are using the system as an employee on a mobile device, the geolocation feature will put a pin right on their entry. By clicking the pin, we can see exactly where the punch took place with the location and satellite view. FlexTime also has several options for scheduling. Schedule templates allow us to create shifts. We can make as many of these as we want and name them whatever we want. So here, for example, I've got an early shift of 6 to 3 with a 1-hour lunch, and then I have an 8 to 5 shift also with a 1-hour lunch. Once I've created these, I can just click their name and access them anytime I want. Then I can simply assign the employees that I want to work those shifts, click Save, and then I can generate the schedule based on any date range that I like. These can also be set to auto-generate week over week if it's a recurring schedule. The Advanced Scheduler allows us to create multiple shifts within an employee group, labor assignment, or job. Color coding lets us know if we're at capacity, above capacity, or below capacity. Another great feature of the Advanced Scheduler is the ability to set budgets. So I'm able to set a budget based on hours worked, or hours scheduled rather, or dollars. Below that, I can actually see which of the teams or groups that I have here that are taking up most of the budget. So it looks like Team Green's costing me the most. Back on the main dashboard, managers can create customized widgets for information they want to see at a glance. For example, maybe they want to know who's costing them the most in overtime this month, or hours by department or organizational structure, schedule versus actual hours by month or year. The choice is up to you. Now, in order to process payroll at FlexTime, it's pretty quick and easy. Managers can navigate to the time card approval screen, and this will give you a breakdown of the total hours by regular and overtime by each employee, and then you can have up to 4 levels of approval. Once hours are approved, you can go up to payroll, click the check date, and click submit at the bottom of the screen, and that will send your hours right over the payroll section of Paychex Flex. If you want a more detailed demonstration, please contact your sales representative, and we look forward to speaking with you.